All right, good night, folks. So, a user on YouTube asked me how to do a lighting effect in Moho where the light starts off solid and then gradually gets transparent. So I'm going to show you that right now. What you're seeing here, looks weird, but that's how a lot of animation software is. This is what it actually looks like. As you can see here, the light is coming through, starting off solid, getting transparent, but it's not exactly solid. I'm going to show you my process, and we're going to replicate this light right here. I've already done the lamp, and this background is something that I got on Google. You might see in the corner that my lips aren't syncing with the audio, and that's because I recorded this video before and the audio kept getting screwed up. I recorded this 3 times, so I just decided, what, I'm just going to voice it over. So just ignore the picture in the lower right. Okay, so here you're seeing this. Looks weird, of course, but yeah. First things first, I'm just going to replicate the lamp so we don't have to create it again. And you notice my background suddenly got lighter. I had a vignette over it. I'm going to show you how to make that later on. For now, let's just focus on the lamp, and I'm going to just resize the lamp just to make it fit on the table a little bit better. Here we go. Alright, so we're on the table. So the next thing that I want to do is to create another vector layer, and in this vector layer we're going to first of all, let me just turn off these settings because I don't want the gradient on, I don't want the soft edge on as yet. So we're going to create a light yellow rectangle. You can choose whatever color you want. I'm just trying to match a light source. So here's the rectangle. The next thing you want to do is just line up the points with the opening of the lamp, like I'm doing here. All right, and I'm going to just create an extra point so that I can curve it to the opening of the lamp. Use the curve tool and just curve it out some more till it matches. There we go. Alright, so now I am going to shape the light in the direction of the lamp's cone. Alright, so just going to line it up with the direction of the cone. And I'm going to add another point just so we can bulb out the light a little bit. Curve it. There we go. Alright. Next thing we're going to do now is just showing you what it looks like. So as you can see, it's completely solid, right? Does not look like a light at all. So first things we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the stroke. So here we go. And guys, this is not a tutorial necessarily for beginners. If you don't know how to use the interface, you need to go learn that first. Alright, so I'm going to go here into gradient and choose radial. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that the outer part of this radius goes transparent, right? And the center part stays bright and yellow. So first things first, we can get rid of the white. And actually I shouldn't have gotten rid of the white, and we're going to see why later on. So the next thing now, we're going to take this black and we are going to make it transparent. Well, we're going to make it white first. And I'm going to tell you why we'll make it white in a bit. Allow transparency. In fact, let's turn it black so you can see what happens. Alright, turn the opacity down, so this is what gives us that transparency the further away we go. Now when I make it black, you notice how this section here is, darker than the light, which is kind of strange. If you're emitting light, it shouldn't be darker. Alright, so this is what it looks like, right? Pretty weird right now, but don't worry, it's all going to become clear in just a few. Alright, so here is the gradient tool, gradient direction. So we're just going to pull the source into the lamp right here where the light would be emitting from, and we can just stretch the light as far as we want. And here we have it. You see the solid is coming from the lamp itself, and the further away we go, less transparent. But you notice that black looks weird. If you're emitting light, it's strange that you have a shadow being cast. So let's just return that to white. Go. Click OK. Let's render this out. And there you see it's a little bit better, right? At least it's white, light. Alright, so what are we doing next? So the next thing is I like to name my layers. So you're gonna see me name my layers. I like to keep organized like that. So let's change the blend mode to screen. See what that looks like. So what this does, you can kind of see through the lamp now. See through the light, so you can see a little bit of the lamp. So it's not this very harsh, opaque, look to it. Helps to blend things in a little bit better. Alright, so another thing, we're going to just lower the transparency or lower the opacity a bit. So now we can, see even more. I know you might be thinking, hey, but that now looks too dull, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. There's a certain technique I like to use. I like to create like a very intense bulb from the source. So we're going to do that later. But one of the things we want to do as well, let me just reposition the bulb right up in the lamp. We just mess around with the direction of the gradient a bit. Let's mess around with the direction a little bit more till we get it right. Alright, that's not too bad. Here, let's pull it in just a little. You guys can adjust this to your liking. It's what you like. It's it's up to you what you like. Alright, so yeah, after adjusting and getting it the way you like, one of the other things that we want to do, you notice how harsh the edges are on the light. In real life there's atmosphere, so the light is not going to be this sharp. It's going to be diffused a little bit at the edge. It's going to be a little bit soft. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So we go over to as you can see, we have one effect fill, but if we go to advanced, we have a second effect we can fill in, and we're going to use soft edge. Now you can change these settings to whatever you want. 17 right now is default. It's pretty soft, as you can see here. You could leave it like this, but I don't like how soft it is. So I'm going to reduce it just a bit, probably to 8. Yeah, and see, I like this a little bit better. It's not too sharp, not too soft. But now we need to add another layer, and this is where I'm going to add the bulb now, and we're going to see the intensity. We're going to see what, this is what to me makes it really look like a light. So I'm going to create a circle, and I'm going to keep these settings, the gradient and the soft edge, because it's the same light source, it's going to have those same properties. And so this is what it looks like at first, which is pretty silly. We're going to have to remove the edge. So we take off the stroke. Alright, adjust the gradient a bit. So you can kind of see this intense bulb looking effect here, right? So it's missing something. I'm going to show you what it is in a little bit. Just trying to get the size of the glow first. Remember, if you're not following along with the tools, if you're a beginner, you need to know the interface first. Because you're going to see me click on stuff and you're going to be wondering, what did I click on? You're going to have to watch the video over and just, try to mimic what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm here just shaping this light, going back into soft edge and just adjusting this a bit. Bring this up to 17. This looks a little bit intense. Let's turn the opacity down so it's not so intense. It's a little better. Getting there. You have to keep tweaking. You have to keep tweaking to get what you want. No two lighting situations are the same. One of the things that I forgot to do is adding another color node, and we're going to change this color node to white, and it's going to be in the center. It's important that it's in the center because it makes the light much more intense. It makes the light look like it's really glowing bright, and you're going to see that in a minute when I render it right here. Yeah, so you see how much more intense it looks there in the center, that bright white, And you can make it brighter, you could bring the opacity back up if you wish. I'm going to just change the blend mode, see what difference that makes. And then there we go. The white's a little bit spread out, but I like the intent. I like the intensity of this. Again, if you don't like it, you can mess with it all you want. I'm just showing you some basic principles here to build up the light. And I mean, it's up to you if you want to use this technique. If you have a better technique, put it in the comments below. Would love to, to see your technique for doing lighting. So here I'm just adding some triangles, and this is going to be like, light streaks. So I'm pretty much using the same settings, but I'm going to have to adjust the settings because I think this is too soft an edge for this light streak. Yeah, just like I guess it's too soft for this light streak, so we're going to reduce the soft edge. It's about 8 we're looking at, and that looks good. I like that, but we're going to reduce it a little bit more, going down to 5. And yeah, this tutorial was sparked by another tutorial that I had on Moho shading, shading characters in Moho. I'm going to put the link, put the video somewhere here, probably in the description as well. Alright, so here I just duplicated the beam or the streak and then flipped it horizontally and vertically, and here we kind of have that nice little intense light, right, coming from the lamp. You can make it more intense if you want. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the vignette around the background so that the light can stand out a bit more. But yeah, check out my video on shading in Moho. I think it's a 3-part video. Shows you 3 different types of shading, or 3 different ways of shading in Moho. Alright, so to add the vignette, I am going to add, is this how you spell vignette? V-I-N-E-T-T-E? Maybe. Correct me in the comments if you want. Grammar Nazis. Alright, so I'm going to just create a solid vector. Hear me about vector. Rectangle. And I'm going to make it black. And we want to put that below the lamp, but above the background. And oh, right, I forgot to take off those settings, the gradient and the soft edge. So I need to take the gradient and the soft edge off. But here's a mistake that you're observing. So I'm taking the soft edge and the gradient off, but I have not selected the rectangle yet. So look at this. Yeah, still transparent. All right, and I'm here looking to see if I put the blend mode on something, but nope. The problem is I have to select the rectangle and then change the properties. Notice you see the gradient come back. So I go here, turn off the gradient, put it on planes. That's how you turn it off. Go to advanced, take off the soft edge, and now let's look. So see, we have black, so you get a better idea of how intense this is. It may not have looked intense in the image of the background, but you can see how intense it looks here. So the next thing we're going to do now is I am going to apply let me just shift this light just to be a little closer to the entrance of the bulb. And now, going back to the vignette, I'm going to choose gradient, and we're going to make a radial gradient with a transparent center. So choose radial and take that white. Since that white is in the center, we're going to make it transparent. Pull down the opacity, click OK. And we don't need 2 of these blacks, so we can just delete one and allow transparency. Oh, I did not allow transparency. So for you, when you're creating your vignette, make sure you allow transparency. But anyway, I'm going to apply a multiply blend mode, which will help with the, you know, revealing what's behind the background. And we're just going to reduce the opacity a bit to 50. So we are now in this dark classroom and we can see the light, you know, affecting the classroom, and you can even see it lighting up the table. So, you know, that's good. And I'm just going to shift, let me just put everything in a group selection, and name that lamp 3, because this is the third time I made this video after discovering the sound was shot. And we're just going to shift the lamp over so we can see light up the table a little bit more. See that? Pretty cool, huh? So, you know, go ahead, make your own lights. If you want, I mean, if there's anything else you want to see, you know, I don't know, snow, rain, lightning, fire, you know, sea waves on the shore in the background or something, you know, just let me know. Let me know and I will try and do a tutorial for it. But yeah, you know, check out my other videos on shading, and I hope this helps. You know, and play around. If you have a better way of lighting, please let me know in the comments. I would love to check out your video, your way of doing it. All right, peace out.